Welcome to all our podcast listeners. You are tuning in to a new episode of our series, and we're thrilled to be with you again. My name is Lily. I'm here with Pavlo. Today we're continuing our series of fascinating discussions, exploring unique topics, stories, and traditions that inspire and make you think. The theme of today's episode is sacred sweets. We'll talk about an extraordinary approach to chocolate found within the walls of a monastery. So stay with us because you're in for an amazing story about love, care, and little miracles.
Chocolate as a spiritual practice. It might sound indulgent, but today we're unwrapping a story that's as rich and layered as the finest truffle. We're diving into a monastery where nuns are turning chocolate making into a form of devotion.
Oh, that's intriguing. What's so special about this monastery's approach to chocolate?
Well, picture this. It's Christmas Eve, and while the rest of the world is bustling with last-minute preparations, there's a hidden chocolate workshop deep within the monastery walls. The sisters, dressed in pristine white aprons, are crafting chocolates with a level of focus that's almost transcendent.
So it's not just about making sweets, is it? There's something deeper going on.
Exactly. It's as if every movement, every stir of melted chocolate is a form of prayer. These sisters aren't just making candy, they're creating edible symbols of hope and joy. They craft dark chocolate as deep as a winter night, milk chocolate warm like a child's laughter, and white chocolate pure as the first snow.
That's beautiful.
They're not just making chocolate bars. Each piece is a work of art, adorned with intricate white chocolate swirls or studded with cranberries that gleam like rubies.
So they're telling a story through chocolate. That's fascinating. What else makes their process unique?
Well, it's the intention behind it all. When they finish a batch, the sisters pause and offer a brief prayer of thanks. They see each piece of chocolate as a small miracle, a fragment of Christmas warmed by their love. It's like they're infusing each sweet with a tiny bit of holiday spirit.
That's so touching. It makes me wonder, do you think the people who receive these chocolates can sense that extra care?
You know, that's an interesting question. While they might not know the full story, I'd like to think there's something intangible that comes through. Maybe it's the perfect balance of flavors, or just a feeling of warmth when they bite into it. It's like each piece carries a tiny fragment of the sisters' devotion.
I love that idea. It's like the chocolates carry a little bit of the monastery's peace and joy with them. And in a way, isn't that what we all hope to do during the holidays? To spread a little bit of joy to others?
Absolutely. It's a beautiful reminder of the power of small acts of kindness. These sisters, through their chocolate making, are sending out little pieces of love into the world. And who knows how far that love might spread? A single piece of chocolate could brighten someone's day, which in turn might inspire them to do something kind for someone else.
It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? Sometimes we get so caught up in the commercialism of the holidays that we forget about these small, meaningful gestures.
Right, well that's exactly what makes this story so powerful. It's a gentle reminder to slow down, to approach things with mindfulness and care. It's about being present in the moment, whether you're crafting artisanal chocolates or simply enjoying a quiet cup of cocoa.
I think that's a message we could all benefit from, especially during the hectic holiday season. It makes me want to approach my own holiday preparations with a bit more intention and care.
You know, that's a great takeaway. Perhaps we can all learn something from these chocolate-making sisters, to find the sacred in the everyday, to infuse our actions with love and care. It's about creating our own little miracles, whatever form they might take.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful thought to carry with us as we move into the holiday season and beyond. Thank you for sharing this sweet and inspiring story with us today.
And thank you for joining me in unwrapping this tale of monastic chocolate making. As we wrap up, I hope our listeners take a moment to savor the sweetness in their own lives. Maybe the next time you break off a square of chocolate, you'll pause to really experience it, the aroma, the texture, the flavor, and think about the journey it took to get to you.
That's a lovely suggestion. It's amazing how much more we can appreciate something when we take the time to really consider it.
Indeed, and who knows, maybe this story will inspire some of our listeners to try their hand at chocolate making themselves. While we might not all have a monastery workshop at our disposal, we can certainly bring some of that mindfulness and care into our own kitchens.
Oh, I love that idea. It could be a wonderful holiday activity, especially for families. Making chocolate together could become a new tradition, one that's about more than just the end product.
Exactly. It's about the process, the togetherness, the shared experience. And even if the results aren't quite as polished as the sisters' creations, they'll be infused with love and laughter, which is what really matters. As we close out, let's remember that sometimes the most extraordinary stories are hidden in the most unexpected places.
And sometimes those stories are as rich and layered as the finest chocolate. Happy holidays, everyone!